So as we move now to the start list of the lightweight women's single scull, lane 1, Ireland, lane 2, USA, lane 3, Mexico, lane 4, France, lane 5, Romania, and lane 6, the Netherlands.
Yeah, we'll have this race before the medal ceremony. Siobhan McCrohan from Ireland sculled so well yesterday. Sculls on the River Corrib in Galway. Sophia Lewis now recovered from that horrific accident. The American sculler, the Virginian from the White Marsh Boat Club. Kenya Lechega, the Mexican sculler, Rio Olympian, Tokyo Olympian in the open weight category, now here as a lightweight, 59 kilos. That means Aurélie Morizot has been great in these championships. The French woman from Boulogne. Over there, Gianna van Groningen, and she is in lane 5. And in lane 6, Martine Veldhuis, last year's world silver medalist. And I would just say that Van Groningen is in that outside lane because she had equipment trouble. And we've been interested about her name. And she says that both her husband's parents are both rowing Olympians, Stephen Van Groningen and Valeria Van Groningen, Achille, the former name. His mum is an Olympic single sculls champion from 1984 back in Los Angeles.
Wow, well, lots of heritage, lots of good genes in that Romanian boat. But here we go, off the start, taking a look at the French sculler, Morizot, and she's got away quite well, but it's the sculler, unsurprisingly, who loves the rough water in the lead. Raced your old friend.
Yes, we can see the sculler from Mexico, who raced famously against Kim Brennan at the Rio Olympic Games. I think that was in the heat, wasn't it,
yeah.
where she led Kimmy, who ultimately became the Olympic champion. But
she beat Kimmy. Actually win her. She beat her in the heat.
Yes, she did beat her, but Kimmy went on to win the Olympics.
I know, but in that race,
she
beat the Olympic.
She did. She beat.
You know what we're saying.
The world champion
in one race at the Olympics. But as you say, loves these conditions. As the camera angle doesn't quite love the conditions, bouncing up and down there, but. We get a great shot across the course nonetheless. You can see those dark patches where the gusts are punching across the course, so it is tricky conditions out there.
And we can tell you from our commentator information system who is in the lead at the moment, even if the camera's on the course.
And it's Martine Veldhuis on the left of our screen, the Dutch sculler who's actually in the lead. You'll see us pick this one up somewhere near the 500-metre gone. And yes, the sculler from the Netherlands, 36 strokers per minute, taking this one on.
That's crazy. In lane 6.
That's the way to go for it.
We saw Veldhuis do that. The graphic has got her down back in 5th place. There is Veldhuis, but she does look to be leading the race. So I think let's disregard that graphic and look at the fantastic work done in lane 6 by Veldhuis. What is she doing up there?
Well, I guess maybe in that early stage, the whole course is a bit more exposed. We're seeing crews in the first 500 metres, often crews on this side taking a lead. We saw Peter Calambos did the same. Now, whether that's a tactical attempt or not, but we had a look there at Siobhan McCrohan, and she is now coming into the 2nd position, as you can see on that picture up there in lane number 1. She's returned to the sport of rowing after making a debut way back in 2007. She did it until Lucerne in 2011, where she got a medal. She's had a bit of time out, and now she's refound the love for it.
Fantastic story. Veldhuis just dropping back there. What a season the Dutch sculler has had. She's been in the open weight quad in the Europeans in Bled, and now she's back in the lightweights. No partner in the lightweight women's double for as she drops back, unsurprisingly, in that lane 6. McCrohan, Lechega, and over there, Sophia Lewis in the centre of those two.
And Lechega pushing her bows back into the lead and getting through the Dutch sculler. And it is the Irish sculler. Oh, dirty stroke there from McCrohan over in lane 1. But perhaps the challenge starting to come now from the American sculler, from Sophia Lewis in lane 2. Starting to move through with the Mexican and Irish scullers in lane 1, 2 and 3.
Well, Lechega does look good, doesn't she? She looks comfortable in these difficult conditions. You know, we've had a look at some of the pictures from behind. We saw The Dutch sculler over here, it was big waves. We saw McCrowan over on the far side catching a little bit of dirty water and a dirty stroke. But here you go. Who's handling the conditions the best?
Well, Veldhuis is still in third place. That is sensational. We're coming up to 1,000 metres. I'm sure she's going to drop back, but I think this is one of the best performances in the first 1,000 metres that we have seen. You can see the difficulty that Veldhuis is having over this side. There are white horses in lane 6, and Veldhuis has just had to stop there. Yeah, as I was talking, such a shame for 26-year-old from Neerhuis Club in Amsterdam as Lechega ploughs on in the slightly flatter conditions over there in lane 3.
Well, ploughing on is what you need to do into these difficult positions. I think that's the Irish. We can hear cheering because I think Siobhan McCrowan may have just got that bow in front. We're still only at 1,000. It's a long race. The angle might be slightly deceptive, but she's certainly up there, pretty much level with the Mexican sculler now. Sophia Lewis, I think, is also threatening to try and creep away from this very brave scull we're seeing from Martine Veldhuis, who we see in front of us, struggling out here in lane number 6.
Yeah.
Such difficult conditions on the course this afternoon, as we keep referencing. But it is going to be about staying clean and being able to keep on going and bouncing back from those mistakes. But we see that the sculler over in lane 1, really it's bow ball for bow ball here, isn't it? They've just been exchanging blows all the way down the course for the last couple of 100 metres, the scullers from Mexico and Ireland.
And Martin, what do you think it is that Lechega does that allows her to perform in these conditions?
I think it's a great shout. You know, she is kind of very solid in the middle of the boat, and it allows her just to let the boat move under her. You could see it in those massive waves in Rio, relatively massive. She gets the nice hands down and away at the finish, and she's just so confident, and she just goes for it.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting to say that kind of idea of being confident in the boat as we have a look here at Sophia Lewis. And it's not that she doesn't look confident, but you know, most rowers have been in single sculling boats, and the problem is you can't afford to let yourself feel wobbly. You can't afford to let yourself get affected by the little knocks and the waves. And Lechega really does go with the flow.
And Sophia Lewis, who's sitting in third at the moment, vying for that bronze medal. Amazingly, just 12 months ago, had a car accident and spent 2 months in hospital. So spending the last 10 months rehabbing and to get back into a medal position, Crossy, as you've already referenced.
Yeah, bleeds on the brain in intensive care, 11 staples in her head, collapsed lung, broken ribs. What's she doing here, really?
It's absolutely incredible, isn't it? This is a hot field. We can see it's been so tight all the way down the course. Who is going to be brave enough to take that gold medal? I want to see one of McCrowan or Lechega or even Lewis really make a move here. Who can be the brave one to put themselves out there?
It's fascinating, isn't it? You know, do you go early? You know, it's over 2 minutes, the last quarter. Will Sophia Lewis do a jump up? Who's going to be brave? Veldhuis there in 4th place. I think one of the performances of the day from lane 6.
I agree with you. A real performance of the day, I think, from Martine Veldhuis on this side of the course. I think she has been brave right from the beginning. I wouldn't call into question the bravery of any of these scullers being out in these conditions, but it looks like it's Siobhan McCrowan who has gone for it, who's found something. She's still only at 31 strokes a minute, but she's just getting a little bit more boat speed out. I think she may be well through the Mexican. I just wonder whether Lewis is going to be able to go with her for the United States.
Well, we did say who was going to be the one to take this, and McCrowan has put that line in the sand. She's made a massive move to put about a length into the 2 trailing scullers. In fact, clear water now, and as we see the American scullers start to move through the Mexican.
Sophia Lewis, who took the gold medal in Lucerne, looks like she's going to be strong for the silver medal here, but Lechega is answering her. She's not letting Sophia Lewis go. There's McCrowan, the Irish sculler, hair blowing behind her in the wind. Shouts of Ireland, Ireland from the stands.
Well, Siobhan McCrowan got the silver medal in Lucerne behind Sophia Lewis. She's trying to turn that result around today. There's still about 150 metres to go down to the line, but the Irish sculler is looking strong here for the gold medal. For me, it's very tight now for the silver between the American and the Mexican.
So as we come up to the finish line, it is Siobhan McCrowan from the Tridesman Rowing Club down there in Galway. She has about 20 strokes to go towards the finish.
And look at this push from Lechuga. She's got herself back into silver medal position. 39 strokes per minute. I thought it was over. I thought Sophia Lewis was going through, but a response now is the American up to 36. Lechuga steps up to 38.
So it's McCrohan for Ireland, who will take the World Championship title in lightweight women's single sculls for 2023. An amazing final sprint from Kenya Lechuga. The Mexican takes a silver medal. Sophia Lewis will have to settle for bronze. A brave scull for Martine Veldhuis from the Netherlands. Despite the fact she's in lane 6, she finished in 4th place. Aurélie Morizot from France finishes in 5th place. And Gianna van Groningen over there in lane 5 from Romania finishes in 6th place. Well, that was a decent race, wasn't it?
Great race, wasn't it? Wasn't that brave from each of the scullers who went out? Martine Veldhuis, got a feel for her over here on this side of the course, but Lechuga took it on. Sophia Lewis tried to come back with 500 to go, but Siobhan McCrohan, wow, what a great scull for her, stepping up to the top of the podium this time.
Confirmation of that result. McCrohan of Ireland takes the World Championship. Such a brave race from all of these scullers. Lechuga will take the silver. Lewis with the bronze after that incredible rehab to be back here 1 year later after her car accident.
And we see a few slow motion shots of the race. See what Lechuga was sculling through. She did very well out there on the centre of the course. You can't help thinking you're going to be favoured being on lane 1 and 2. So brilliant for her to get that silver medal from that lane 3. And here we see this lovely drone shot. And Siobhan McCrohan leading the way here down to take that gold medal and cross that line first.